Hello everyone, Burt McCarty again from beautiful Clemson, South Carolina, and we're going to be looking at another field trial in which in this time we're looking for weed control with natural herbicides, if you will, or homemade type herbicides, which you can buy over the internet or you can try to formulate these yourself. This trial began 3 years ago under the direction of now Dr. Bobby Kerr. Bobby has graduated and has moved on to the working world. Now it's under the direction of Mr. Jacob Taylor with Clemson University, a PhD student under my direction, as well as Mr. T. Studemeyer, who is our film tech today. So, if you will, let's get started. I also should mention that this work is in cooperation with Dr. Scott McElroy. Scott's at Auburn University, and I have been collaborating on this particular project for the last 3 years. And again, this is the third year of this particular project. Treatments were applied 2 weeks ago today. Today is April 13th, 2021, so obviously those treatments were applied in late March of this year. Again, these are products we pulled off the internet. I get so many questions with my job on, do these products really work? Are they worth the investment? Are they safe to the environment? Are they safe to the turf grasses? So these are some of the questions we will try to address today in this short video. Again, I guess the take-home message is you will find, don't believe everything you read on the internet. So we'll show you why we say that. So let's get started. All right, here we have a 12 treatment study going on. These are replicated 3 times and they're in a randomized complete block. I know this means very little to a lot of my readers, but when you try to do scientific research, these are some of the parameters you must follow to be able to make it valid. Now, we solicited most of these products from the internet providers that are listed. However, several decided not to send this when I just told them that we were to put this in a scientific research. So my indication is they were not too comfortable that their products will fare very well. All right. The 2 weeds that we predominantly are rating or looking at are annual bluegrass or poana, which is a winter annual grass. It's the worst one in the world. And also the taller growing weed, which is called old field toadflax. Old field toadflax, which has the scientific name Linaria canadensis, is a winter annual, at least it is in South Carolina. You can see it has grown up about 1 foot tall and then produces a pretty little purplish bluish flower. It is a broadleaf weed, and so we have not only the broadleaf weed in the toadflax, but also the grassy weed in the annual bluegrass. So let's get started. This first treatment is really untreated, so nothing was put on this particular treatment. Again, we are on a Bermuda grass site, or a site that is planted in Bermuda grass. The Bermuda grass is just now greening up for this area of South Carolina. And so we are able to see some of the effects of these products on the greening up of the Bermuda grass as well as weed control. Again, the untreated with annual bluegrass and then the old field toadflax. First treatment we'll be looking at, which is one that's touted a lot, is a combination of baking soda at 240 pounds per acre, as well as Dawn dishwashing soap. The dishwashing soap really is acting as a surfactant to help the baking soda cling to the leaves better and also get better distribution. Even though we are getting a darkening of color of the Bermuda grass, we really have seen very little weed control at this point with this particular product. Again, this is baking soda and the dishwashing soap. The next treatment, again, are household products. In this case, we're looking at white vinegar plus lemon juice plus the Dawn. Again, these products are showing a little bit of burn to the annual bluegrass, but very little burn to the old field toadflax. And we also seeing some pretty significant burn on the Bermuda grass as it's trying to green up. So again, white vinegar, lemon juice oil, and Dawn dishwasher soap, and this was put out at 25 gallons per acre. The next product is called Suppress Herbicide. What's in suppress is about 47% caprylate acid plus 32% capric acid. And this suppressed herbicide was applied at labor rate at 480 fluid ounces per acre. Again, we are seeing some burn down of the annual bluegrass with this particular product. We're also seeing some burn of the midgrass as it's trying to green up. We're seeing some burn on the old field toe flats, but very little death. And so overall with this product, we are seeing some activity on the annual bluegrass, but it's also causing some suppression of the turf as it's trying to green up, and suppression of the old field toe flats, but not providing complete control. Next treatment is a combination of superphosphate at 109 pounds per acre plus the Dawn dishwashing soap. Superphosphate is a salt, and if applied at certain times and under certain conditions, it can cause some burn to the weeds. But in this particular situation, we saw very little response to the weeds, as well as very little response, positive or negative, to the Bermuda grass as it's greening up. Next treatment is a combination of clove oil and Dawn. Clove oil and Dawn. The combination was applied at 384 fluid ounces per acre. Again, a homemade recipe we found on the internet. Of the treatments we have looked at so far, this one is by far giving us the most response in terms of weed control. Pretty good burn down to annual bluegrass as well as the old field toe flats. We're not getting 100% control, but certainly we are getting much better of a response from the weeds to the particular product versus the untreated. We also had a little bit of suppression of the Bermuda grass as it's greening up, but that is starting to wane now, and the Bermuda grass is starting to grow. So again, clove oil plus Dawn in this particular trial is doing a fairly good job. Next treatment is another internet product called Weed Zap. Weed Zap. What Weed Zap contains is 45% clove oil as well as 45% cinnamon oil. And again, according to the label, we apply this at 384 ounces per acre. Because it does contain some clove oil, as we saw in the previous treatment, we are getting some burn to the annual bluegrass and a little bit of suppression of the old field toe flats. We're not getting or very little suppression to Bermuda grass as it's trying to green up. But overall, this particular treatment was only fair in terms of weed response or control with the product. Next treatment is called Avenger Weed Killer. Avenger Weed Killer. What Avenger is citrus oil, and this was put out at 1,140 fluid ounces per acre. Pretty high rate. Again, very little response in terms of weed control, but also very little damage to the Bermuda grass. So in this particular trial, the Avenger Weed Killer was not very responsive. Next internet product is called Fiesta Turf Weed Killer. Fiesta Turf Weed Killer. And this has about a 27% chelated iron source in it. Chelated iron. Again, iron acts like a desiccant. It can cause some burn and certainly some darkening of the turf after application. However, as a weed killer, we saw very little response in terms of control of the annual bluegrass or the old field toe flats. Again, no damage to the Bermuda grass as it's greening up, very little weed control. Next treatment is another internet product called Ecologic Weed and Grass Killer. Ecologic Weed and Grass Killer. And this is a 0.5% cinnamon oil. Again, a sunburn to the old field toe flats, very little burn to the annual bluegrass, a little bit of burn to the Bermuda grass as it's greening up. So we did get fair control of the old field toe flats, not very good control of the poana, and we did get a little burn to the Bermuda grass. Again, the Bermuda grass is starting to green up, but it is slowed down a little bit by this product. Next treatment is a product containing ethanol plus the Dawn dishwashing soap. Again, lots of claims on the internet that various ethanol sources like moonshine might be used also as a herbicide. However, shown in this plot, no response to the annual bluegrass to the old field toe flats, and no response to the Bermuda grass as green up. So really not a very viable option. Last treatment in this particular trial is called Poo-Tom Algicide, and this is a add-back concentrate, which I'm not sure what really that is, but it is an algicide plus the Dawn dishwashing soap. Again, because it does control algae in aquatic situations like a pool, we thought it might have some activity on these particular weeds. Again, that did not happen, and we did not get any burn to Bermuda grass. So again, the Poo-Tom Algicide should be used in an aquatic situation, but not in a terrestrial situation. So overall, this is a very interesting trial. One, again, I get a lot of questions about, because you see so much advertisement or media hype on the internet about some of these products and some of the miracles that they're able to perform. Again, several things to keep in mind. None of these products are regulated by the federal government. So they can make claims and use rates that are not substantiated. Most of these products are either acid or salt. The salt dehydrates the plants, the acids burn the cuticles, and the chlorophyll leaks out. That is the premises of using these. Again, we have varying levels of success with these products. Again, if your favorite product was not included in this trial, it's not because we didn't try, it's just the manufacturer decided not to send the product to us. So overall, again, be very wary of what you read on the internet. What we saw as best control in this trial was clove oil plus dishwashing Dawn soap. We did get some turf burn. It is certainly not a permanent burn, but it has slowed down the green up. But we did get fairly good control of the annual bluegrass and the old field toe flats. Appreciate you watching the video, and I hope it was very informative for you. Thanks so much.